this is the first page, and then this is the second page. I draw your attention, particularly on the second page, to about the middle of the page where I'm circling the cursor. It says that you personally appeared before me, albeit via Zoom, that you are the person in this case, the defendant in this case. I have sworn you in, and under oath, you're telling me that your application for deferred adjudication community supervision and the document entitled your personnel data sheet, which is going to be attached to your application, is true and correct. I'm going to share with you your personnel data sheet. I need for you to identify if there's any corrections, modifications that need to be made, whether anything needs to be corrected or added in. Keep in mind your personal data sheet should be completed, otherwise it cannot be true and correct. Sorry. Okay, sir, is this your personal data sheet? Are there any changes that need to be made or add information added in?
No, not at this time, Your Honor.
Alrighty, so I am noting that the first reference does not have a phone number, and the wages are missing and position is missing. Any other corrections that you wish to note? Counsel? Defendant?
No.
Anything else, Mr. McDonald?
No.
Do you need to speak with your attorney to understand the consequences of your response to this statement before you respond? That the defendant understands and acknowledges that any untrue statement in your application for deferred adjudication community supervision and in the exhibit, your personnel data sheet, may be grounds for revocation or denial of community supervision in this case. Do you need to speak with your attorney before responding?
Judge, do we need to get those blanks filled in? It sounds like there was a couple of blanks that weren't filled in.
I needed for them to be identified, identify them, and you have been able to identify and acknowledge those, correct?
We've acknowledged them, Judge.
Okay.
Do you want Mr. McDonald to correct them later with probation, or do we need to do that now? I want
Yes,
to make it clear that he's not included any false information on there. But if there's,
Counsel, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
if there are some blanks that need to be filled in, Judge, we'll definitely make sure they get filled in.
Yes, sir. Would that be, would your client have the information when he comes to provide the fingerprints to complete
Yes,
it?
I will.
Yes, Your Honor.
All righty. Okay, then. Shall we proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. And so, Mr. McDonald, do you need to speak with your attorney before you, regarding that statement?
No.
Then do you understand and so acknowledge?
Yes, I understand.
And you acknowledge, sir?
And I do acknowledge.
I will sign the document. Now it is part of the record. State, have you fulfilled your discovery and Brady requirement in this case?
We have, Your Honor.
Counsel, are you satisfied that the state has fulfilled its obligation to provide you discovery under Article 39.14 and giving you full access to the state's files?
I am satisfied, and they have.
And state, is this case subject to the law enforcement disclosure? And if it is, has that been complied with?
It is subject to and has been complied with, Your Honor.
Thank you, State. I will sign the discovery acknowledgement, making it part of the record. State, do you have any motions for the court's consideration at this time?
Judge, the state is moving to waive the enhancement and proceed on obstruction.
Waive what enhancement?
The 0.15.
And you say you're proceeding with an obstruction?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
The information does not include a count two. The information that's in the court file that I'm looking at. Is there another motion forthcoming from the state?
Yes, Judge, we will send an amended motion.
You're going to amend the information, or is it amended? And do I have that amendment?
We will amend the information if it hasn't already been amended.
Okay, we'll let's go ahead and suspend the record and see if, so that you can be able to check on that, okay? Let me know when you're ready to proceed.
Judge, I think I'm going to have to resend. I'm going to have to draft the document. So if there's another matter that we can move on to, I don't want to keep anyone from moving on. Apologies, Mr. Strickland and Mr. McDonald.
Okay. Let me see. Sometimes state, have you, do you have the document, do you have the, we're off record. The record is suspended at this time. Do you have the, do you have access to these documents? I mean, can you look at what was submitted?
Yes, Judge, I do have access to them.
Okay, okay. Do you know whether it is attached or sometimes they include it all in the trench, the count two, the amended information is, do you think it's in here?
Judge, I don't know because I'm on a different screen. I will certainly look, so.
Oh, I think so. Look. Would that be it?
There should be an amended information in there, Judge. I see it in the packet I have.
Is
Okay.
it
Yes,
state,
Judge,
is this
then
it?
it's already there. Yes. I'm sorry, whenever it was referenced that it wasn't there, I assumed that I had made an error.
State, this is the, you're submitting the, this is the amended information?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I mean, what did you say? We're off record, but what did you say about it? Is there an error, you said?
I assumed whenever you asked where it was, that it had not been included.
Okay,
So,
okay. All righty. Getting back on record on cause number 662-936. So state, at the time that, that's 662-936, State of Texas versus Daniel Raymond McDonald. So state, you had an oral motion to waive the 0.5 enhancement. Defense.
correct, Your Honor.
What say ye to state's oral motion to waive the 0.15 enhancement?
With no objection, Judge.
Without objection, that motion is granted. State, do you have another motion for the court's consideration?
I believe that we've also included some stipulations for the judge to consider.
State, are you offering for the court to consider the state's motion, written motion to amend, alter and amend the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Altering and waiving the, altering and amending the information to include account 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, what say ye to the state's written motion to alter and amend the information to include account 2?
No objection, Judge.
Counsel, are you waiving your 10 days to prepare?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McDonald, when the information is amended, the information is a document by which we bring you to court, tell you what the offense and the charges against you. Whenever that changes, you get 10 days to prepare. Your attorney has stated that he waives the 10 days to prepare. Do you join your attorney in waiving those 10 days to prepare?
Yes, Your Honor.
Without objection, the state's written motion is granted. And I am signing it and so ordering the information has been altered and amended to reflect account 2 in this case, Mr. McDonald. This is account 2. In a complaint. State, do you have any other motion for the court's consideration?
State does not, Your Honor.
State, are you waiving and abandoning count 1 and proceeding on count 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then, and okay. What say ye, defense?
No objection, Judge.
State, are you offering State's Exhibit 1 for admission?
Yes, Your Honor.
What say ye, defense?
No objection, Judge.
State's Exhibit 1 is, without objection, is admitted. Mr. McDonald, State's Exhibit 1 is a package. The first document in that package is a waiver of objection to amendment of the information and the rights, stipulations of fact and judicial confession. The next document, that's a 2-page document. The next document is motor vehicles in the household. With that, it states that you hereby swear that the following motor vehicles are possessed or owned by you or a member of your family or household where you live. Court notes that you have provided, noted 2 vehicles in this document and you have signed it. And the next is the plea bargain agreement. Next is the waiver of appeal and post-conviction remedies. Next is the oath. Again, you're stating that you are the person, the defendant known in this case, that after being sworn in, you state that the facts in the above stipulations and plea agreement are true and correct, specifically including the documents labeled of which I have shown you and read the labels to you. You have signed that document.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, and I will go ahead and sign this document. I do not have the Adobe item to go ahead and click on that to sign it, but I will once it's printed. And it indicates here that you are going to go ahead and plead guilty, and I will sign and order that. And these are the rest of the exhibits in this case. State, do you have any more motions for the court's consideration?
The state does not, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any motions for the court's consideration?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McDonald, I direct your attention to the document on display. It's entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. This is a 2-page document, this being the first page, and then this being the second page. Sir, is this your signature where I'm circling the cursor on the second page?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Is that a yes, sir?
Yes.
Did you review this document with your attorney?
Yes.
After reviewing it with your attorney, did you freely and voluntarily sign it, sir?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
With your signature and testimony, you're telling me that you understand everything in this 2-page document as it was reviewed and explained to you by your attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the representation of your attorney?
Yes.
He has done a tremendous job. He has removed this as far as being a DWI. He has worked to remove the enhancement that makes it a Class A misdemeanor, and so therefore has reduced it to an obstruction, and further reduced it from a Class A to a Class B misdemeanor, but an ordinary Class B misdemeanor. So he has done a great job for you. Do you
Yes, he has.
understand the range of punishment in this case?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you freely and voluntarily waive them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a US citizen?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
I will accept your jury waiver and approve of it. I am going to sign it, make it part of the record. You will no longer have a trial in this case. Counsel, do you believe that your client is competent to enter into a plea today?
I do, Judge.
Sir, with the amended information, were you able to apprise this defendant of the nature of the offense and the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you and this defendant waive the formal reading of the amended information?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, what is your punishment recommendation in this case?
The state's recommendation is a fine of $700 and court costs, 1 year deferred adjudication, 48 hours community service restitution, DWI education, uimpact.com, a TAP evaluation, and ignition interlock for half the term.
Counsel, is that your understanding of the state's punishment recommendation to this court?
It is, Judge.
And Mr. McDonald, is that your understanding of what your attorney has worked out with the state on your behalf in order to dispose of this matter today?
Yes, Your Honor.
With that understanding, sir, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
You're pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason than the fact that you are guilty.
That is correct. I am guilty.
I will accept your plea of guilt, finding that it is freely and intelligently made and that you are competent to enter into such a plea. Counsel, what, if anything, do you have on behalf of your client, and why should I consider this plea?
Your Honor, we just point out that Mr. McDonald has been on bond for, gosh, over 13 months now in your court. He's been on good behavior. We were on the eve of trial in this case, and we were able, through a lot of hard work between us and the state and yourself, Judge, I'm sure you remember we had a number of hearings. We were able to come to this agreement and resolve this matter without a trial, which is the best for everybody. We just ask that you honor the recommendation made by the state judge.
Counsel, thank you very much. That is very helpful.
You're welcome, Judge.
You said that he's been on the ignition interlock for what, 3 months?
Much longer than that. How long have you had the interlock installed, Mr. McDonald?
I believe that it has been about 3 months.
And we haven't had any issues since April 2022, when we had a positive alcohol test, drug and alcohol test violation report.
That's correct, Judge.
Mr. McDonald, whom do you live with?
I live with my wife,
What is her name?
Lindsay Slusher McDonald.
Same last name you said, sir?
Yes,
Does she have a vehicle?
she does.
That's the other vehicle that's listed on your motor vehicles in the household, sir?
That is correct.
Could you please describe to me the vehicle that has the ignition interlock on it, year, make, model, color, and go ahead.
It is a 2019 Toyota Corolla. The color is a teal blue. Did you need any further information?
No, sir.
And we actually filed an affidavit this morning, Judge, signed by Mr. McDonald, discussing the two vehicles, and that he only operates that 2019 Toyota Corolla, and that he knows he is not to operate any other vehicle that does not have ignition interlock, and that he will not do so.
Thank you, counsel. I appreciate it. I see the affidavit in the file. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
What are the wages?
Wages for my current job,
Yes, sir.
40 an hour.
State, what was the BAC in this case?
The BAC was a 0.19, Your Honor.
State, do you have any objections referring this defendant to the Bear County Gives Back program?
No objection, Your Honor.
Counsel, are you familiar with the Bear County Gives Back program?
My understanding of it is that it is doing chores and work at the jail in lieu of a jail sentence.
This court employs it as an alternative for the community service restitution for the 40 hours only. And so if I would make the referrals, he'll be interviewed by the court CLO, the court liaison officer. If he
Okay.
chooses to participate in it, not a problem. If he doesn't, he's still responsible for the 48 hours of community service restitution. it is by means of, again, an alternative.
Understood, Judge.
Counsel, is there any legal reason why this matter may not be disposed of today?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McDonald, although there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, I am going to withhold my finding of guilt, and I am going to place you on 1 year of deferred adjudication community supervision
Understood, Your
for
Honor.
obstruction. I'm sorry, say again.
I just said understood, Your Honor.
For obstruction of highway. You will be supervised by the Community Supervision and Corrections Department, otherwise known as the Probation Office, on behalf of this court with the following conditions: $700 fine plus court cost, 48 hours of community service restitution. I am going to refer you to the Bexar County Gives Back program for 40 hours only, in which you can go ahead and satisfy only 40 hours. DWI education, uimpact.com, TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term. It is noted here that you have it already installed. I'm going to require 2 affidavits within 10 calendar days. One, that you will not drive any vehicle that is not equipped with an ignition interlock. And you have indicated, and court will take judicial notice of the affidavit that has been filed in this case as of this morning. In satisfaction of that affidavit. Next affidavit I will require is from Lindsay McDonald, your wife, who have you indicated has a vehicle, as well as indicating that she has a vehicle in this affidavit that the court has taken note of. She will, that affidavit will state that she will not allow you to drive her vehicle under any circumstances. Otherwise, I will need to order the installation of an ignition interlock on that vehicle. That vehicle will be identified by year, make, model, color, license plate number, and last 6 digits of the ignition of the vehicle identification number.
Understood.
I will require set your supervision fee at $45 and have the community supervision officer conduct a field visit and provide me a report in 2 months on how well you're doing on probation. State, did I cover everything for you?
You have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Counsel, anything further on this matter?
No, Your Honor, but we'll help Mr. McDonald. We'll prepare that affidavit and get that to the court ASAP.
All righty, thank you, counsel. Mr. McDonald, regarding trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. This has been a plea bargain case, and I am going to certify that you have no right to appeal. You will get a copy of this trial court certification of defendant's right to appeal when you come down to provide us your fingerprints. When will you be able to do that, sir? Today is Friday. Would you be able to do that Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday?
I can do that Monday.
On Monday, if you do not come to provide us your fingerprints, sir, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Do you understand that?
Understood.
On Monday, you'll be coming between the hours of 2 p.m. and before 4:30 p.m. After 2 p.m. and before 4:30 p.m., you will be coming down to County Court at Law Number 2, located at 300 Bella Rosa, San Antonio, Texas, 78205. We are on the first floor of the Kadena Reeves Justice Center.
Just to reconfirm that, you said 300 Della Rosa?
Your attorney will go ahead and clarify that for you. And so with the CLO, once you get in there, I'm going to place you in the breakout room with the CLO so that she will determine your eligibility for that Bexar County Gives Back program. Again, it is an alternative. It's for you to go ahead and participate in. And if you do not, you're still responsible for the 48 hours of community service restitution. The most important thing here, Mr. McDonald, your attorney, and I believe that you observed this, worked very, very hard for you and got a very great deal for you. The only way really that you can thank him for the hard work that he has done is for you to be successful. I am looking for you to be successful on probation. Sir, 1 year is a long time to be under any kind of scrutiny whatsoever. If there is an issue, do not let it rise to the level where we can't do anything about it. Talk to your supervision officer, community supervision officer. You have some great attorneys. And so what we're looking for is for you to continue to contribute to this community in the manner that you have been doing in a positive way. Let us go ahead and return to that. Okay, sir?
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
All righty. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming here and being able to take care of this case. Counsel, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Great job. Anything further, State?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you very much for working hard on this matter. We are concluded. This court is going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen, and we will see you Monday. Mr. McDonald, I am going to place you in a breakout room now with the CLO. Please go ahead and move, Mr. McDonald. Counsel, did you want to go in there as well?
Please, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Already, and Attorney Strickland in with the CLO. Oh, yes, I think she did. Attorney Amanda Ornelas, how are you?
I'm good, Your Honor. How are you?
Very good. I have somebody here by the name of Karina. I'll need your first name and last name, please, to be on displayed. Attorneys, and then there is a Stephen Coleman. Are you here for a civil matter, Mr. Coleman?
Yes, Your Honor, that's my understanding.
Okay, not a problem. Duke Amos,
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here for two civil matters, and I think that they're defaults. I just need to get an order.
already. I'm waiting for the files to get here. And person by the name of Martha,
That should be my client, Your Honor.
already.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
going to move the civil guys into a breakout room. Please make sure to folks, I need for you with just your first names. I need first name and last name, please. And I will need video, okay? All righty, thank you. Let's go ahead and move to room 10. And I'll be right with you. First name and last name to be displayed. Please rename yourselves. A person as by name of Chisholm A.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you here for a civil matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. I need for you to rename yourself. I need first name and last name, please.
Yes, ma'am. Let me go ahead.
Yes. Louis Le Lauren. Did I kill that name sufficiently? Sir, you're muted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Now I'm unmuted.
Okay. You're here for a civil matter as well, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, we have been assigned the pro se defendant on the other side is Ann Holland. I'm not sure if she is going to be joining or not.
Okay. I have not seen a person by that name yet, but thank you for letting me know. As soon as she comes on, we'll go ahead and move her into the breakout room with you, okay? And I'll be
Thank
right
you,
with
Ron.
you all.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. All righty, this is a good time. You can go ahead and accept the invitation, sir. This is a good time for you to go ahead and get a hold of your attorneys. If you haven't seen your attorneys come in or haven't heard from your attorneys, please get a hold of your attorneys. Let your attorneys know that you are here waiting on them. Counsel, you're here for, okay, allow me to turn on this right here. Okay, that's not,
Yes, and do you need his case number, Your Honor?
I have to file.
Okay.
Counsel.
Mr. Henderson. He was scheduled for a plea, but things have happened since, or actually things have not happened since the last setting. I thought the state would give me a hard, fast number for the restitution. They still don't have an amount. In the plea paperwork, it says to BD or TBD, to be determined. And I just can't have that for my client. And further, and my client advises me that what he wishes is not, in other words, we haven't had a meeting of the mind with the state. He just wants to pay restitution only and not be on probation, Your Honor. He's got a long history and he just doesn't want to do probation. They want him to do probation. And he has a felony pending. So because of that, Your Honor, at this point, I'm gonna, I guess, just set it for trial and then see what happens and see what happens with the felony.
Well, I mean, we have noted here that you're coming in today because of the felony is pending. We rescheduled from the 2nd of June to today. Are you on the felony now?
I'm on the felony, Your Honor, and I'm a court appointed on both cases, Your Honor. He is indigent. They have not indicted the felony yet. So that's my situation. I can't have him plead at this point to a TBD, and those are concerns. So we don't have a meeting on the mind with the state.
Okay. And you understand this 16.22
Oh, yeah,
report?
right, yeah.
Associated.
Right.
Have you seen it? Have it come in the e-discovery for you?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to confer with the state anymore?
I'd like to confer. I've actually been on the phone with Ling. If I could, I guess, go back and use your jury room and I'll log on and I'll confer with her some more, but I don't think we're going to be able to resolve it today.
Sure. And of course, if you wish to go ahead and set this matter for the if you wish to go ahead and set it for trial, not a problem. If you wish to go ahead and continue felony pending, no problem, either way.
Thank you. I'll continue felony pending now, and I will continue to confer with Ling. I can go in the back and log in with her or just get a reset now. I don't want to have him waiting too much longer, Your Honor.
Sure.
Can he be excused?
If you're going to continue, you want to reset it for felony pending?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, alrighty, and we have his email address. and
I
all that?
do. Well, he doesn't have email, Your Honor, but I have his phone number. We're in contact and we've been talking. So we are in contact. I can get a hold of him.
Okay, that young lady who just came out here is the court coordinator.
Marina,
Yes.
you want me to go in the back? I will.
And
And then I can give him his new court date.
and get him to sign a reset form,
Yes, ma'am.
and we are all set.
All right. Thank you.
You and your client are
Appreciate it.
excused.
Okay.
If you wish to jump in and have me
To
put
confer with
you.
Ling, I will. Okay, let me get a reset form and let him be excused. Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Let me get my calendar.
Alrighty, what is going on with Cheyenne Rodriguez? Have you gotten a hold of your attorney? Who's your attorney?
Yes, I got a hold of my attorney and he said that he is in court 7 doing a plea and he should be jumping in shortly. He also said that the paperwork wasn't, there's something going on with some paperwork that
Okay.
needed to be, I guess, filed for the deferred.
Rodriguez, I need a video. So
Oh,
thank
I'm
you
sorry.
much. If you just hang on a second, okay? State, I see that this matter was reset for pretrial diversion for today. And I've noted on here that this was the final. What's going on, State? Can you tell me the
Um,
status?
I
Ms.
think he said,
Rodriguez, Ms. Rodriguez? I
yes,
know it's difficult to hear me. I'm asking the state.
sorry.
Thank you. Oh, state, the
Judge,
clause
let me-
number 678-604, please.
Judge, I contacted Mr. Hernandez about the status of Ms. Rodriguez's pretrial diversion. He has not gotten back to me yet, and so I couldn't tell you more than that, except that
That's where it's at.
for work.
Okay, so we'll just go ahead and wait for, we're still in the same position as being able to wait for the attorney. He is in, you say he's in a felony court, so we'll go ahead and wait for him. Just wanted to make sure that we are tracking. And let me see, we're also waiting for okay. I believe, waiting on Attorney Rocha, he did say that he was going to show up at 9 o'clock. Showed up at briefly 10 o'clock, and so just waiting for him to, he said he was gonna log on. Okay, so court will be in recess for about, let's go ahead and go to about 11:30 and see what happens. See if these folks will show up, okay?
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. Oh, State, could I ask you a question? I brought a file out.
Yes.
If you could pull up cause number 681321 and take a look at that and see why we still have a red file on that case. Just asking. Okay, case, State, you can let me know at 11:30 on that particular case. Miss,
Okay, Judge.
Butler? Ms. Butler, if you would please approach with your documents. Yes, see if you can get a copy of that. And we'll start at 1:30 with those civil matters. Hopefully we should be done here. Yes, ma'am.
I have everything in order.
Attorney Hernandez, I'll be right with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry for being late.
You're good. You mean you have not cloned yourself at least 2 or 3 times, sir?
I'm sorry, Judge.
I said, you mean you have not cloned yourself? So you can be in 10 different places at the same time?
Not yet.
Ms. Chisholm Arinze, you received an invitation to join a breakout room?
I'm right here, Your Honor, and I have the cause number and everything.
And you have received an invitation to join a breakout room. Please accept that invitation.
I can't see any invitation right here on my screen. I can't see any invitation right here on my screen.
Okay, not a problem.
Let me check again.
You have received another invitation. Please join that. Alrighty. So state, if you pull up cause number 678604.
Yes, Judge, I have it pulled up.
Alrighty. Counsel, are you ready to proceed on this matter?
We're talking about Cheyenne Rodriguez.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cause number 678.
Yes, Your Honor, but if I may, Ms. Rodriguez was allowed to make an application for a pretrial diversion program. We did that back in May. I had not received anything, and we were set today to come back. I spoke yesterday to Ms. Beatrice Chavez, who indicated to me that they were way behind on their PTD applications. She said if you hadn't received a rejection, which I have not, then they just need to do the contracts and send them to us. She said that she checked up on Ms. Rodriguez, and she said her partner had the paperwork. She was at home with COVID or something, was working out of home. She said that I should be receiving the contract within the next week to 10 days, or 2 weeks, basically 10 business days, that I should then have the paperwork done. So I wanted to inform the court if we could get a reset, because she has not been rejected. Ms. Rodriguez has not been rejected. And so we should have the contract soon that we can sign, and then she can return and get onto the program, the PTD situation done.
All righty, sir. On the 8th of March, 2022, you conferred with ADA BOCES, and this matter was reset for pretrial diversion to be
Right.
completed by the 10th of May.
Right.
On the 13th of May, this was again reset for pretrial diversion to be completed by the 22nd of July, 2022. So we're talking March, April, May, June, July, 5 months now.
I
What has
believe,
been the holdup?
I believe the first time was my fault for not getting the paperwork in timely, Judge. But we did get it in right after the May date. But Ms. Chavez has indicated to me that they are just working on May dates right now, and that's why they're behind. She said she's not been rejected because I would have received a rejection already. It's just a matter of getting the contract to us, but she said she should have it to us. She said within, a week to 10 days at the most. But Miss Rodriguez's, Cheyenne Rodriguez's paperwork was with her coworker, and she was at home with COVID. So she just asked me to inform the court that that's where we're at. If you want, I could ask for just a short reset to get this paperwork, and then I can contact the ADA or the court to show them that we've got the contract done and we returned it. But that's all I can do, Judge, and ask. It's not. I mean, the first one was my fault. The second one is not basically my client or my fault. That's PTD office is just behind.
Well, I'm kind of lost a little bit. Let me, please help me with clarification here. Sir, so you're saying that Ms. Rodriguez has the paperwork, a contract? Is the paperwork a contract?
Well, yeah, you do an application for the pretrial diversion. Then they review it. Usually the state will recommend, but they still have to decide whether they're going to accept somebody into the PTD program or not. I've had people that are rejected and then they can't get into it for whatever reason. Something in their background, they have new cases, some other location, something to that effect. Ms. Chavez, who does the PTD program at the DA's office, informed me that if I had not gotten a rejection, then she believes Ms. Rodriguez has been accepted. She just didn't have the paperwork. It is with her coworker who was at home working on these to do a contract. The paperwork then comes, we sign the contract, return it to them, and then she begins paying the money and doing the reporting and whatever she does on the PTD program, Judge.
Sir, the question that I have for clarification purposes is what paperwork are we talking about that is supposed to be in the possession of the defendant?
She doesn't have any paperwork yet.
Okay.
The paperwork
You're
is
saying
still,
that some paperwork is Chavez, the DA's office is waiting for paperwork.
no.
From whom?
We've done all of that. We're waiting for their paperwork back.
Whose paperwork?
The DA's office's paperwork, where
Okay.
they sign, where the client will sign the agreement to show up, pay the money, and do all of the conditions.
So you're waiting for the contract from the DA to be sent to your client?
Yes.
Okay. And they're saying that for your client to receive that contract is going to be about 2 to 3 more weeks for them to send the contract within the next 3 weeks. They'll send the contract to the defendant, which the defendant can execute and is sent back. Is that sent by Adobe Sign?
I'm not sure. I think she could come into my office and sign it, and then I can just send it back, email it back, Judge.
Okay, so the contract is actually going to go to you.
The last one I got was like that. It was sent to me. My client came in and signed it. We just emailed it back.
Okay. So a reset of, say, the 12th of August would be appropriate at this time, Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Council, thank you so much for coming. I have noted on the file that we're waiting on the state to send you a contract for the pretrial diversion program. And we're resetting it to the 12th of August so that hopefully that will be executed by then.
Thank you, Judge. And I will inform your court coordinator if we get it. As soon as we get it, we sign it and return it.
I'm going to make sure that we have the, I'm going to put you in with the court coordinator, with your client, make sure we have an address so you can get a case reset form. Okay, sir?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, counsel. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. May I be excused after that, Judge?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court will be in recess until 1:30 while we wait for these other attorneys to show up. Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. Have a nice lunch. Oh, wait a minute, State, before you take off, did you find out any information on cause number 681321, when that might be filed? Or if there's a hold up, or is it with a special unit? State? Mr. Bose, Mr. Boses? ADA Boses?